Hey guys, I'm back with another video. I haven't uploaded in quite a little bit, and I don't really feel that bad, honestly. But it's just, life. Life is getting kind of difficult, so already the Wi-Fi is picking up, so that's awesome too. I would like to start this video by saying thank you for watching, but I'm not gonna, waste time. Let's get into it. The reason why I made this video is to make a topic. The topic is Warcraft versus Transformers. Me and a buddy were talking on the phone a couple of nights ago about this topic, and we didn't see eye to eye, but he brought up some good points, but I think the points would not really necessarily help them too much to definitely go into one's favor. So I have decided to make a video about it, and I will list off some of the things that Warcraft has. World of Warcraft, you guys know what it is. It's the most overrated MMO on this planet today. Okay, so it may be overrated, and I'll give y'all that, but it has some pretty strong stuff in it to not only destroy Transformers, but also destroy other franchises such as Halo, Star Wars, and a couple of others. I'm not gonna name them all because that'll take the whole video, like 45 years. But it has very, very strong stuff, and let me get into it. It has 3 different dimensions, I guess you could say. Multiple planets is obviously it's a galaxy-wide. And I'm talking about the lore. I'm not talking about the actual game, because Transformers would never be able to get past the freaking game part of Warcraft. I'm just talking about the lore. Just the lore for the both of them. So, Starscream, Megatron, Bumblebee, Ironhide are on the same team. Decepticons and Autobots are on the same team. And also Gridlock and all them other prehistoric bastards are on the same team. Versus Warcraft. It's 1v1 basically. So if you haven't lived this past 10 years, then you've obviously never heard of Michael Bay. He's been makes great movies, I guess you could say. Well, helped them in the box office, I'll tell you that much. So he's doing Transformers. These Transformers their height is debatable, but they're usually about as tall as a lamppost outside. So about 15 or something feet. 15 to 20 feet. That height also ranges quite a lot in the Warcraft series as well. But it's much, much more than a couple of feet. Most of the guys there aren't usually 40 or nothing. They're usually taller than. Well, let me just say, there's this YouTuber I watch who really does tell you a lot about Warcraft's lore. Now, usually it's gonna be the argument of, well, Warcraft doesn't even have any firepower, so they wouldn't really be able to stand much of a chance. Well, I say no. They do have firepower. They have shotguns in there. And they also have bombs. They have rocket launchers. That itself can hold off a Transformers. We saw that in the first Transformers movie. Rockets, even a missile launcher, killed one of the Decepticons. Of course, it wasn't exactly a good death, but whatever. It still killed him. So we do know that the stuff would definitely resist the Transformers. But however, that's not the Transformers' biggest enemy. The biggest enemy is some of the other factions, like the Night Elves or the Undead. Definitely the Undead. Arthas could definitely, in my opinion, take down a couple of Autobots and Transformers. Maybe not people like Ironhide, but he could definitely take out others. I don't know if Shockwave will be taken out by most of these guys, but I mean, I'm not saying it's a full-scale assault. I'm just saying they go in there one by one. Or maybe we can do it. Yeah, let's do it assault. Straight up assault. The entire planet, what's it called? I forgot what it was called. Where the Transformers originally come from. Yeah, we have that coming towards the planet of Azeroth. That's the planet of Warcraft. And this planet, not only being able to sustain life for a very long time, also can give some of that life to the things that lives on the planet, which is very very interesting of a planet. That is, inside the planet is actually a Titan. So, and once the Titan comes out, the planet won't be destroyed, but it will not have a Titan in it anymore. So it won't be like... Azeroth is the strongest normal Titan that we know of, or at least the strongest Titan that we can have if it comes out. The thing about the Titans, they are world sized. They're easily able to shape worlds how they want. They can, well, not easily, but they can. They if there's something that threatens the planet, they'll usually go down and take it out before it hurts the planet anymore. And when I say planet, and it hurts it, one of the Titans during the Black Empire, or the Dark Ages, as I guess you could call it, one of the Titans reached down and grabbed one of the old gods, which are very, very powerful. They themselves can make units called the Faceless Ones, and these Faceless Ones are very, very powerful. They're over 10 feet tall, and that's like normal size guys. 10 feet. Usually, the biggest Faceless One, or a minion of the old gods that has ever been recorded, he was about maybe 100 feet tall. And this is just a minion. This isn't even a general. The generals are much bigger. They themselves can make entire armies and fight. And they are very hard to kill. 2 of them took down a Titan Forge, I believe, which is basically like a mini Titan. But it can, like, fight on a planet and not destroy it. Because the Titans, if they step on a planet, they will crush it instantly. It doesn't matter how big the planet is. They are bigger. The biggest and strongest Titan that has ever lived was Sargeras, and he is now a Dark Titan, which is even stronger than a regular Titan. And usually a Titan can make a planet become what they want it to become. Like if they wanted to destroy it, they could take a sword, a hammer, their own makeshift weapons, and literally tear the planet apart if they wanted to. This planet wouldn't stand a chance against a Titan. We would be killed instantly. They're about, maybe half their body is the size of the planet. So the other half is just even more. And no, I'm sorry. Azeroth is about the size of Jupiter, I believe. Yeah. And Titan would easily be able to kill it, but since it has that Super Titan in it, they don't destroy it. At least, hopefully they don't. Otherwise they'll ruin the lore, which is actually very interesting. Let's go to Transformers. They have, what weaponry do they have against such beasts? They have plasma, they have rockets, they have guns. Like, these guns are massive. Don't get me wrong, they're massive. One Autobot or one Transformer, depending on the size, can easily take out an entire squadron of units, and that squadron can be as many as 40 to 50 to 60 people. And that Transformer can take it out by himself. Or itself, I should say. Not anything else. Because they don't exactly have genders. They are pretty resilient. Very resilient compared to us. But how does that resilience go up against something like the Faceless Ones? And also, not only that, Warcraft also has the Burning Legion, which is very, very strong. Not as strong as the Void, which is the other dimension, or other side, or other faction. The point of the Void is to take over. The point of the Burning Legion is to stop the Void from taking over. So you kind of have, you would think the guys in the Burning Legion are good, but no, they're not. They slaughter people just for the giggles of it. They have destroyed countless worlds, and remember, this is a horrible thing. They have destroyed countless worlds because they themselves want to take over everything to stop the Void from taking over. However, Sargeras wouldn't be able to stop the Void completely. At all. It wouldn't even come close. The reason why I think Transformers would absolutely fail, with no doubts in my mind, is simply because the reason why the Void is so, one of the reasons it is mega powerful, like really powerful, is the old gods. They rivaled the Titans, which are maybe 2-3 classes above them, and they rivaled them. And not only that, they made their own units. Their best weapon is manipulation. And if they can manipulate, you don't need a brain to understand that things can be manipulated. There are things in Warcraft which makes Transformers look so puny. Like, I'm not even joking. The Void, for example. Let's talk about the old gods. The old gods are a very, very strong race, and they are considered one of the Void's most powerful beings, and they are champions of power. We haven't even seen any of the old gods' full might. There has only been one old god that we knew that was killed. The rest were imprisoned. Or at least that's how the lore goes. There could be 7, there could be 8 or 9, maybe 5. The less, the better. The reason why the old gods were so powerful is because of their manipulation and their infections. Here's how I think it would go. The old gods would come in first. That's the way I see it. And get started. Let's say it's the Black Empire. And then Transformers come. Yes, they do have the superior technology. However, if you really look at it, the power is not in their favor. The amount of numbers that it would take for even, I don't know, maybe any Autobot or any Prime to destroy one of these old gods is incredibly outstanding. Even if you could defeat an old god, you would just be able to delay him. You wouldn't be able to kill him. If they killed an old god, they would literally scar the whole planet. It's better to destroy the planet than scar it. That's what the Titans did. They had to destroy a couple of planets because of old gods infecting everything. And these infections aren't exactly they're not treatable. Inhabitants would easily be able to be overpowered by these creatures. These faceless ones are very, very powerful. If you go to Google, you can look this stuff up. The old gods are very powerful. Here's some pictures of Sargeras as a regular what's it called? Avatar. This is just his avatar. This is not his whole form. And then you have his right hand man. That is an orc warrior who is about 7 feet tall. He is bigger, and look what he can do. He is the leader of the Burning Legion, and he is very powerful. He can manipulate things. He has so much power. It's just monumental compared to what we have, or even Transformers would have. Transformers would be able to maybe be around, let's see. Transformers would usually be about, I don't know, maybe about yay high. Maybe a little bit. I'd say about right there. This guy is away from the house, so you have to diminish it even more, which makes it a little bit right here. And this is even if they can get close to this guy. They would have to go through hordes of demons in order to get through him. And the demons themselves are very powerful. These are just the main guys that I'm just looking at. Then you have these. The elementals are very, very powerful. Ragnaros is the most powerful of them all. Combined with the guy on top right here, they can create tornadoes of fire and throw it at people. That's how they fought the old gods. But they were enslaved, and these are the captains now. There were also tsunamis with rocks in them, and it was very, very deadly of a time. Here's an old god. Here is Cthulhu. He himself can rival Optimus Prime. And then you have the faceless ones. These are the faceless ones. Humans would usually be around... I said these guys are around 13 feet. So the humans would usually be about that. Right there. Right there. Around that high. And if you're looking at a 7-foot person, maybe that high. These guys are massive. And we, as humans, would not be able to fight them. Simply because of how strong they are. Then you have the generals. Which, if you look at it from an artist's perspective, humans are about that big compared to these guys. These guys, if he was alive today and he was real, humanity would be in such a stake and a very high chance of dying and being extinct that it would be amazing if anybody would kill him. Then you also have this. He is in the Emerald Nightmare. That's also another dimension. You can't go there, however. Only an avatar can. And you have to have a lot of power in order to create an avatar and go here. But he can attack you, though. That's the scary thing. He can attack you, but you can't attack him. That's also a very deadly thing. And then you have the Nazul. These guys would shred regular-sized Autobots and Transformers. They would shred people. They would probably win up against Starscream and maybe even Megatron himself. These guys are not to be taken lightly. They control the undead. And these guys are not very easy to kill. And then you have people like I forgot this one, but he is also very powerful. He is in the sea. And these are just fan arts. These aren't except for him. He is actually. Yeah, that's a fan art too. These are just fan arts. These aren't even we don't know their actual body. Look how big he is. We would be like about somewhere around right here compared to this guy. An Autobot or a Transformer, a regular size, would probably be in the shift of this. And if you're talking about Gridlock, then probably over here. You know, a little bit better. But these are just the tentacles. I'm looking at the tentacles. I'm not looking at his face. If you're looking at Gridlock being next to him, then probably around this area. But a normal Autobot or Transformer probably around here. And they have to get through to him by the sea. You also have to get past the Naga, which probably protect him. So yeah, I highly doubt that this is also another general of the Burning Legion. He will melt you. Again, he is the same as the last one. Not him. This guy is about as strong as him, except for just more powerful. He has more power than the blue guy. This is Kill Jaden. This is Archimon. And he has more power. He uses manipulation and power more than he does. He uses brute strength and power. There's only a slight difference in between the two, but still, it's very, very strong. And then you also have the Pit Lords, very, very strong demon race. Humans would not be able to fight back versus these. They are very powerful, and they can summon Doom Guards. They can summon these guys to help them out in a fight. And these guys, if you watch the World of Warcraft trailer for Warlords of Draenei, then you know these guys are very powerful. I think that was actually Manaroth that they were fighting. And then you have Optimus Prime. Don't get me wrong, that sword will definitely help him, and so will that shield. But to what extent will that save him is the question. I highly doubt, and he would actually fail to even go up against the most powerful character in the entire franchise, the Void Lords. You can't kill darkness. You can't kill these guys. Or you can defeat them, but you can't kill them. They're all over the place. You can't kill them. And then you have very, very powerful people like her. She can hold off many of the different races by herself. She does not need anything but her bow. This is just fan art. And she is an undead. And she is also very powerful. These are some of the reasons I highly doubt, even though I do like Gridlock, Slug, Scorn, and Strafe, Black Knights. These guys are awesome. I love them, but I just highly doubt these guys are going to be able to fight some of the guys in this franchise. Then you have one of the most powerful old gods ever. I forgot his name, but he is very, very strong in manipulation. He can also take a beating, as you can tell. He has like a sword lodged in his teeth and stuff, in his mouth. As you can see, the franchise that I'm voting for is not Transformers. It's definitely World of Warcraft. And those are my reasons. And if anybody has any questions, the thing is, they don't even need the most powerful guys that they have. They don't need that stuff. But they do have it. Then you have the artifacts. And simply, these artifacts
them into Vorkin.
These artifacts can change people. These artifacts can destroy hundreds of things. These artifacts are indestructible sometimes. These artifacts, for example, the strongest one, I believe, is the Eye of Sargeras. Oh, the Scepter of Sargeras. I'm sorry. It can literally summon Sargeras. He is very, very powerful. And then you have people like the Death Knights. Sure, they won't exactly be able to go toe-to-toe with hundreds of Autobots and be like Optimus Prime in the second movie, just destroying one after another. But they can bring up dragons. They can reanimate things, like dead things. They can reanimate. They're like the White Walkers, but in Warcraft, and much more powerful and intelligent. They can also freeze limbs. Frostworm can take the souls of any of the people that it kills. Which class is the best? There's a bunch of classes that just Warcraft has no way of losing almost. And then not only that, you also have zones that you just will not go. Transformers does not have a chance versus Warcraft. Sure, they may be able to hold off, but they won't win. I highly doubt that they will win. Then you have powerful warriors like this guy right here. I don't care. Then you have very powerful warriors like him. Let me see if I can get to there. You have Thrall, who can summon thunder and lightning to do his bidding. You have the dwarves, which can... Well, I don't know what the dwarves will do against Transformers, but they can hold them off. Right, they have magic. As you guys can tell, like, I give Warcraft 100% chance of winning versus Transformers. Even though I have been a Transformers fan longer than I have a World of Warcraft fan, I still, within a couple of months, have regretted the decision of giving Transformers a win because they just can't. They just can't. They do have Starscream, which can annoy the shit out of everyone and probably make them commit suicide, but again, they have artifacts to trap, such as the Heartless Stone. They can trap any soul or any ghost or any anything that's like not going to be able to be killed. They can trap that in a soul stone, and they can destroy the soul stone, which destroys the soul. And also, you also have stuff like that. Destroying the soul stone destroys Starscream's soul, but in all reality, you really can't. But that's like the same thing as saying that a pony from My Little Pony can defeat Starscream. It's ridiculous. So that is my video. These videos are not to make anyone upset. They're just facts. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.